Hello everyone, what is up? My name is Jeanette, also known as Ms.FitVegan, and today we have a very special guest. So we have the father of ethical raw vegan cuisine, okay, Aris Lathan. I hope I'm saying that right. And he is going to be joining us live from, I don't know, I think he's in Costa Rica. We will see. Let me bring him in. Okay, so hold on one second. He's a living legend and he's very knowledgeable. And of course, I love to learn about the benefits of raw foods. Okay, even though I have been following a raw food diet for 12 years, I still am amazed by the benefits of this lifestyle. So I'm really excited to speak to Aris today. So thank you everybody for being here. Thank you so much. And we're going to get into this. So let me see. What's up? What's up, boo? What's up? I got the smoothie. I got my grapes. And Aris is going to be joining us. Richard, are you coming to Woodstock Fruit Festival? Let me know. Okay, so I see Aris, and I hope I'm saying that right. And let me accept him. Okay, so we're going to get into it. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, everyone. All right. Let me see. Unable to join. Let me see. Technical difficulties, you know. We're going to get it together, though. The smoothie is... Oh,
Okay.
okay, we
Okay.
did it.
Wow. Woo.
We did it. We did it.
Yes.
So we both have palm trees. If you turn, we both got palm trees. Where are
Ah!
you from?
I am in the Caribbean. I'm on the Caribbean coastline of Central America in Panama.
Okay, we're pretty close. I'm in
Oh,
Miami, so we're pretty close.
yes. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Great.
Okay, except you have them in the background. I couldn't do it. The light didn't work, so you have to just see the reflection.
Okay.
But you have
Okay.
such a beautiful
Great.
background.
Well, thank you.
So, am I saying it right, Aris?
You know, for as many people that there are on this planet, there are that many pronunciations to my name. Oh yeah, I speak all languages, so it's fine. Yeah.
Okay, tell me how to say it properly.
Well, I say Aris.
Aris.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, first of all, you're a living legend, so I appreciate you joining me here. And I really want to get into the lifestyle and the benefits and the things that people don't realize that are happening when they eat a raw or high raw diet. So, can you please tell my followers some of the benefits you've seen in your health since transforming your diet into a living foods diet or lifestyle?
Okay. Well, a couple of things there. Definitely, it's not a style for me. I mean, we're talking 53 years.
Woo!
This is not a style. This is a life. This is my life. And transforming. You know, I was actually born not far from here, 20 minutes from where I am now. I was born in the Gatun Lake right here in Panama. And I grew up in this environment. I grew up in the bush. So I've come full circle and I'm back home. So I'm at a 700-acre permaculture fruit farm.
Wow.
So, I'm in the land of the four big B's, the birds, the bees, the bats, and the butterflies. And
Mm.
wherever they hang out, we got food. We got a
Mm.
food factory right here, So
Wow.
we're talking durian, pineapple, mangoes, mangosteen, 70 varieties of exotic fruits right here. So every day is a fruit festival in my life, you
Oh my gosh, that was my affirmation for years and years. I said every day is the Woodstock Fruit Festival in my life. But your festival sounds even more amazing because mangosteen, wow,
Oh yes, yeah.
that's rare.
Acai, just about all of it, all of it. So,
Oh,
our farm was set up by a wonderful permaculture. I think he's the best in the world, Bruce. Bruce is originally from Argentina, but grew up in Hawaii. So he's based here in Panama, and he set this farm up, about 8 years ago. And we're
Mm.
bumping. It's bumper to bumper this year. Avocados, you name it, everything is coming.
Can people visit your farm?
Yes, it's actually, we call it the land of life, and it's the home of sun-fired food. My culinary arts are based right here, right in my front yard.
I love it. Okay, so everyone can check that out on the website, right? And I'll leave the link below. Um,
Okay.
and so, okay, so now, did you have any health issues ever that you
Uh,
reversed?
no, I didn't really reverse anything on this level, but I did have a little brush with, with I guess a hint of health issue. I had a humble heart murmur. I think I was about 18, 19, lost my athletics, because this heart murmur. But this happened after I moved to the US. I moved to the US at the age of 17, and I came straight from the bush and landed in Bed-Stuy, in Brooklyn.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I got, I
What
mean,
a culture shock.
oh
Yeah.
man, you talking Sloppy Joe and all those guys came on the attack. I mean, they, I like went right to the trash bin, literally eating the what is that? The sad diet, the standard American
Yes.
diet. Yeah, Sloppy Joe and hot dogs, hamburgers, and you
Yeah.
name it. So within 2 years, I got in there and I was slamming. I'm on the track team, cross country star, on the swimming team because I grew up jumping off of waterfalls. So, so I'm on the swimming team, on the diving board. I'm doing gymnastics, and in 2 years, and this diet just literally kicked my butt. Between smoking ganja and drinking wine and fornicating all over the place. I mean, I got into the culture. I went, deep, knee deep into it, coming up out of this environment in the tropical rainforest and making that switch. So it's like, it didn't take me long to find my way back home. We're talking, I got there in 64. Uh, by 66, I'm lose my athletics, my varsity letter, lost my scholarship, fellowship or whatever they call it, to go to, I was supposed to be going to Morehouse, track and field, but, I got too busy, with the environmental hazards, and just, kind of got stalled. So,
Yes.
yeah, so
Um,
go ahead.
I'm really glad you brought this up because the environment is so important. People don't realize how much they are affected by their environment. And you came from such a healthy environment, and then going to Brooklyn wasn't
Yeah.
so healthy anymore. And so it took 2 years, and then your health started to decline, even at a young
That's
age.
right.
Yeah, wow.
That's right. Yeah, it was quite a body slam, literally.
Yes.
You know.
And so now, how did you find out about the Living Foods lifestyle, and how did you start making the amazing gourmet food that you currently teach others to make?
Well, once I got out of high school, I was determined to go away to college. So I didn't stay in the inner city. I went out to Bayside, New York, subways and buses, 2 hours a day commuting to school. So we're talking, 1967. I was in the heat of it. We're talking the hippie movement, back to the land, the dawning of the age of Aquarius, the revolution not being televised, all of this stuff going on, Black Power movement, Vietnam War movement, the Weather Underground, the radicals, I'm like in the middle of it, sitting in the president's office and, Martin Luther King, demise and the whole ghetto riots and everything, I'm like right in there. So, basically what it came down to being, a freshman in college, during that time. And, it was about the revolution. period, for us. It was about the revolution. Hell no, we won't go. You're not going to Vietnam to fight your rice war. All of this stuff. We want black power. We want to go back to the land. We want to go organic. We want natural foods. It's about love, and love begins at home. Love thyself. So with my posse, we're talking about, health revolution, food revolution, because I'm like lost in this concrete jungle, coming out of the bush, and I knew that was it. It was the food. There was no question. I ended up eating foods that were weaponized. This food is a weapon that I got introduced to. So I had to pull myself up out of it. So all the books I could find, on veg. First I went to the health food store. I'm like, it was about trail mix back then. Like, you weren't hip on the campus if you didn't have a little bag of trail mix. So I'm like, where do I buy this trail mix myself? Because I didn't like what was in the mix. Pineapple with sugar, peanut with salt. I'm like, something ain't right here. I'm not, this is not, I know fresh food. I know real food. So I went to the health food store to put together my little trail mix, my custom trail mix. And, hungry for knowledge, there a whole bunch of books in there. And I'm, like, what's going on here? What is this, And I got hooked into Paul Bragg's. Paul Bragg's, yeah.
I was just going to ask, who was one of
Yeah.
your early mentors?
No, this is the
Oh.
first one. This was Paul Bragg's, and I bought the only book I could afford at the time, there. I mean, there were so many books I wanted to buy, but I pulled out Scientific Fasting by Paul Bragg, because I'm like, with this heart murmur, all the stuff going on, and all the sneezing and coughing, and smoking this ganja and eating like a fool, the munchies and all this stuff happening, I need a detox. I need to fast. So immediately, before I did anything, before I did anything, I went on and did a fast, the 36-hour, once a week fast on distilled water back then. It wasn't even about coconut water, juices, or anything. We went all the way to the top. And that fast just floored me, 36 hours. Started sunset Friday, about to break at sunrise Sunday, but Friday night, Saturday night, after drinking a gallon of distilled water all day long with a couple of lemon juice in there, I fell out. I got up to go to the restroom, urinate. I'm not used to all that drinking like that, and next thing you know, I just fell out. I fainted right there, the middle of the night, and I'm like, man, this fast, this thing is not right, But a little ear told me, a little bug, came into my ear and said, finish reading the book. Because I was all excited, I was like really into it, but I didn't get to, how, the pitfalls, what to look out for, the real guidelines, the fundamental stuff. Don't get out of your bed in the middle of the night, in a snap. Ease yourself out, because, these toxins have been released now and they're in the bloodstream, and you get up, it's like shaking a bottle of, something that's been, separated. And here comes the toxins now going to the brain, obviously, because they're in the bloodstream. So I got short circuited, literally. The oxygen left the brain, for all that toxins on there. So I finished the book, and I decided I'm going to go ahead and, break this fast properly, that Sunday morning, and just understood. So I was ready for the next. So anyway, the rest has been history, 53 years now, fasting religiously every Saturday, it has made a difference, a tremendous difference in my life. And, so other books like Pablo Airola, Are You Confused? So I went and
I don't know
bought
that
all
one.
yeah, it's
Who's that?
old school book. Pablo, Paavlo, Airola, Airoila. So the name of the book is Are You Confused?
I need to get it.
Yeah. And also Paul Bragg had a similar book as well in his, arsenal. So I was like, what is going on here? Why is this thing happening and all of this stuff? Why am I, dealing with a heart murmur? So it was about the food. And yes, I was confused because, besides the standard American diet, I'm eating everything in New York, soul food, fast food, McDonald's. I probably ate the first million burger. I was on the line when these things come out, So I was there getting Americanized, all the way, But I pulled myself together and ate up a whole bunch of books and got into we're talking like by 1970. So it took me like 3 years to figure it out, to stop eating processed meat, red meat, pork, all of this stuff, and just climbing up the ladder, transition 3 years. But the fortunate thing is that my background, I grew up here in the rainforest. It was all about fresh food. We're talking, I'm born in 1947. So back then, and I'm on the U.S. Panama Canal Zone, a work site. My grandfather came from Jamaica and Barbados to build the Panama Canal. So we're there in the rainforest on a U.S. Migrant worker,
Wow.
work site, and also in the middle of apartheid, because, U.S., the Jim Crow stuff in the U.S. was going on in Panama, the same thing, 1947. And, you go to the commissary, it was one door for silver and one door for gold. My grandfather was paid in silver coins, so we had to go through the silver door. There's no question.
Wow.
So growing up with this kind of dynamics, Afro-Caribbean, culture at home, outside the door, a U.S. culture, and across the border in the Republic of Panama, a Latin culture. So growing up with these three dynamics, three cultures, three languages, three different cuisine, and then, yeah, Panama is like a micro U.S. at the time, because we're talking 20 military bases to defend the canal, and it was like nothing but, the world converged on Panama, at that time, because, a whole bunch of soldiers like ants draw a whole bunch of attention, a whole bunch of service, And so growing up in this environment, heavy multicultural, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Hindus, folks from all over, they came to build the canal. They came to, it was the land. It was the U.S. migrant campsite during that time. From 1904 to 1914, the building of the Panama Canal. And being born
Wow.
into this with this cultural dynamics. And then, of course, now the food layer on top of all of that as well. What a
Yeah.
life.
Wow. So born in 1947, so that would be 76 years
You
old?
know, when I reach 70, somewhere along the journey, because look, my library, I had a library of over 15,000 books. I bought every
Wow.
book I could find on vegetarianism. Of course, everything on raw food that I could find. And, I'm talking 15,000 conscious books. No joke, no lie, no stories, no fiction. All self-help, yoga, tai chi, massage, meditation, astrology. I got way into it because something resonated with me with this life. So so it came down to for me at that point being influenced by from all these different angles, all the old books, raw food books. We're talking Hilton Hotema, you know, uh, what's his name? Dr. Richter and his wife. They had a raw food restaurant in LA, in Hollywood in the 50s. This, what we're doing today, what's been going on in this raw food circus, it's a joke, it's a joke. I got the real foundation. So anyway, when I hit 70 and somewhere along the journey, I read that, all animals in the kingdom live to approximately 7 times the number of years it takes them to mature. So I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, that means I should be living to about 140. I'm an animal in the kingdom. I got to step up. I got to
You
step up.
you
So
look
when
like
I
you might.
Well, so when I hit 70, I'm like, okay, wow, first half of my life took me 70 years to figure this stuff out. I need another 70 years to live it. So I'm staying on point, on course. So I'm 6 years old now in the second half of my life. Now, he said, what is it, once a man and twice a child? I'm in my second childhood right now. For lack of a better phrase, I'm born again.
Yes.
Yeah,
Wow. I cannot
yeah.
believe how that's your age. It's unbelievable. So
Oh,
now,
yeah.
okay, we have some questions from the audience, so I want to make sure and answer them if that's okay with you.
Oh, perfectly fine.
So
Yes.
Michael wants to know, what do you think about a watermelon fast? Today's day 14 for him. He feels great. What are your thoughts on a watermelon fast?
Perfect. Excellent. You could drink all the watermelon you can eat. We're talking 92% water. You don't even have to juice it, Just a what I call a mono melon melody is excellent. You're on it, Michael. Keep it up, my brother. Absolutely.
Yes, love it.
Yeah.
And now, so somebody, I don't know their name, but are chickpeas and beans, are they part of your diet at all? How do you feel about legumes?
No, no. Legumes, they come under the heading of what we call today in nutrition complex carbohydrates. Those are complicated foods. Anything that's complex is complicated. Most
Love that.
legumes, they're clocking at about 70% starch and 30% protein. So you got to get through twice the amount of complicated carbohydrates. You got to break that down before you can get to that 30% protein. And these guys, they're not that easy to break down. And especially we're talking, folks are dealing with threpsology. They're cooking the thing. You cook some beans, it's got an automatic gas factory going into your system. Combination of starch and protein just don't break down in the human body. So it's a whole nother science now. Check out Dr. Howell, enzyme nutrition. You got to be soaking these things, germinating them, sprouting them. I mean, even planting the thing. All of these seeds are really for cereal grass. They're not to be
Mm.
eaten as seeds. They're not to be eaten that way. But look, let's just not go beat around the bush. Let's go straight to the point. Human beings, we have been on this planet based on recorded history, facts, not religion, not science, not theory, facts. We've been on this planet for at least 1,000,000 years. And let me pull up today's authority. Wikipedia. Tell me about chickpeas. How long my ancestors been eating chickpeas? Within the past 10,000 years. You trace every single complicated food, complex carbohydrate, beans, grains, and deep roots, those hard, heavy starch hitters. 10,000
Mm.
years. We've been experimenting, trying to figure out how to adapt to eating beans, legumes for the past
Yes.
10,000, and we've been around for 1,000,000 years. I'm sticking with the time-tested ones. I don't need I don't need to be a guinea pig. I don't need to figure out how if chickpeas I can live a wholesome life, optimum life eating chickpeas. I cannot. I cannot. Nah, it's not for me. Beans, grains, and deep roots. Not here. Not here.
Yeah, hard to eat them straight from the ground too, you know? Well,
No
they're a little
way.
hard. A little hard.
Yeah, they're very hard.
Yeah.
And look, my body is 70% moisture. I'm the micro
Yeah.
here, of the macro. So look, this is my staple right here. Actually, I'm going right down to the little baby here. See
Ooh.
this here? This is a micro coconut. Man, everybody is hung up on coconut water these days, and they're getting all processed coconut water, some whatever, harmless something. Harmless? Come on now. Harmless? Yeah, it's gonna take your arms off. Yeah.
But you know, everything in our society is like it's like backwards. So yeah, harmless harvest.
Please.
Yeah.
So look, these coconuts here, and I mean, look, from the micro to the macro, I got this little guy here, and then I got the big giants in the house as well. I got this guy in the house as well. I got one of these guys here.
Ooh.
Look at these guys. Have you heard of
Ooh.
have you heard of microgreens?
Yes.
Then let me introduce you to micro fruits. 40 times more nutritionally valued than the big one. It's not about size. It's not about
Wow.
how much water you can pump in. It's the stem cells. You want the micro cells. We're talking electrolytes, heavy electrolytes. So of course, as it matures, as the fruit matures, the nutritional value decreases. A micro kale green has 40 times more nutrients than a big, fully grown kale leaf. So
Hmm.
what you're doing, and we're living in a mad society. They got people strapped up on 8 glasses of water a day. 8 glasses of empty, blank water a day. 44 years now, I don't drink water, as you know it. My water has to come through plants. Yes, my
Wow.
connection with the universe is through the plants. I have come from plant to plant to planting to planting to planet. I'm on my way planetary.
Woo.
I'm a heavenly body out here in the universe. So don't
Yes.
earthbound me. And I'm not gonna be drinking blank, empty water and filling my vessel up with 8 glasses of those a day. Yeah, they hydrate. So what? This hydrates. Yeah, my man,
Wow.
what's his name? Michael. He's hydrating with watermelon. I mean,
Yes.
look, you're speaking the English language. And the Queen, they try to be correct and exact. And when they say this is a watermelon, it's water. It's melon flavored water. The watermelon vine is a hose. It's a hose. As it is above, so it is below. You see that watermelon vine running a mile up the road? It's running a mile down into the earth. And that water hose is connecting to an underground spring. It taps a spring and bottles water for us. Watermelon in big watermelon bottles, perfectly
Uh,
sealed, hermetically sealed, harmoniously packaged, environmentally friendly, and it's packing a good 100 seeds to produce another 100 more watermelon vines. Food factory. Come on back home. Come
woo.
on back home.
That's
The
genius.
wool has
Yeah.
been pulled over your eyes. Let's get out of this blind culture, this blind civilization. Fruit Festival, Woodstock Fruit Festival, Costa Rica Fruit Festival, all over the world. Let's be fruitful and multiply.
Yeah. Do you want to come to the Woodstock Fruit Festival? We would love
Oh,
to have you.
oh, I would love to. I'm a Rootstock baby. Rootstock baby. I went to the Woodstock Festival, Jimi Hendrix and all the gang. We're talking, yeah, bring me back home.
Yes. Okay. We'll be in touch. We would love to have you. Of course.
Looking forward, looking forward.
Yes, it's going to be the end of January, and we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Okay. So now I have a personal question because people have questions, but I want to ask my own since I have you here.
All right.
Um, so I've been raw for 12 years now, but I did not grow up around anything healthy. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, actually, born and raised, and I grew up on McDonald's and KFC and Dunkin' Donuts and everything horrible.
Yeah.
And I ate that way for 26 years. And then I found the raw food diet, and now it's been almost 13 years. And I'm wondering if you think that it's possible for me to eat a high fruit diet. The first 26 years were really acidic, really horrible, lots of dead animal body parts. And I'm wondering if you think that somebody like me really needs to do deep, deep cleanses to be able to live a living foods lifestyle for life. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you could never go wrong with fruits.
Mm,
Fruits are medicine. It's food and
I
medicine for
I got some
humans.
medicine. Yes.
That's right. It's functional food. We are fruitarians by nature. We are frugivores. You know, you compare us with all the animals in the kingdom. I am related to the ape. I am related to the orangutan, to the gorilla, and these guys are fruitarian. We give birth the same way. We don't give birth in litters. We don't, we're not, dogs and cats and, these kind of felines or other kind of, tough lines or whatever you might want to call them. We're not herbivores either. We're not grass eaters. That's a whole nother thing. Practically all grass that we're eating today, of course, they're hybrid. We're not grass eaters. We cannot chew grass like a cow, like a horse, like a goat. The grass eaters, their eyes are on the side of their head, and they identify their food by the color. Green leaf, anything goes. And you see them too. Some folks come up with crazy theories like the what do you call it? Eating for your blood type. Man,
Yes.
these grass eaters, they got so many blood. They got more blood types than us. I see them. They be eating the same grass all over the world. They don't discriminate. They just want green bush, green grass. They're going for that chlorophyll. They have what it takes. They chew the way they chew up and down and side to side. They triturate. They have masticating systems in their mouth to break the grass down into a mulch. Then they drop it down into their stomach. Would have multiple chambers. So you can compare the chambers of their stomach to different grades of colanders. Say, a large colander with big holes. Then you have one with medium holes. So, and they bouncing it back and forth, through different pressing, grades, till you get to like a fine strainer, and then ultimately you get it like to a press bag, a juice bag and stuff like that. And they can pull that chlorophyll out, the iron, the minerals, all of that out, pull the sunshine. It's about the sunshine. And you see them, they're hanging out in the bush all day. You see the cow grazing all day, and they get up before the crack of dawn. They out there eating the grass with the morning dew on it. Humans, you can't do that. You don't do that. And you don't hang out in the sun all day long. You need to be able to synthesize, the energy of that chlorophyll, and produce minerals, produce iron, organic minerals. You can't do that. You're not a grass eater. We're not herbivores, but all right, back off, back off. I know we're a long way from home, and for us to go back to the fruit kingdom, yeah, the grass is a good transition. They're neutral food. They're safe food. You can't go from an omnivore eating mac and whack, to just eating fruits. You're going to be
Yeah.
going on the Mother Nature's surgery table, and you're going to be, you're going to be pooping, literally. You're going to be unloaded. You're going to be backloaded, you know.
Yes.
So it's for most of you, it's too tough. So yes, of course, you do want to get into your fruits, but be careful, be guided, be mindful. You don't want to do a radical detox right away. You don't want to do well, we've been postponing this elimination confrontation. So it's about time, yes, for you or all of us to go ahead and face it one day. But let's be scientific about it. There's a whole science behind this. You don't just jump in like this, And it's interesting because there's some buzz going on in the news right now about a young
Yes.
lady,
Yes.
went on with our ancestors now, and nobody really knows.
Yes. Nobody
Please,
knows.
nobody knows. Please, look, 40 right now, right now, we're talking 1976 is when I got into this. So we're talking 44 years of not eating any cooked food, absolutely zero. I hear the questions all the time. No, but let's back it up. Let's come back home. First of all, I do eat cooked food. Yes, I don't eat raw food. My food is cooked by the sun.
Ooh.
Follow the name of my cuisine, sun-fired foods. The connotation is that my food is cooked by the sun. The growing period is the cooking process. Right now, about 5 o'clock, the sun is about to set right over there. The sun has been in my neighborhood for 12 hours cooking my coconuts, cooking my avocado, cooking my pumpkin, cooking all my fruits right now, the 70 fruits we got. Whether you're in Beverly Hills, whether you're in the ghetto, anywhere you are on the planet, the sun cooks for us all. If the only chef on this planet, my food comes perfectly cooked. Well done. Fruitful. Fruitful. Because that green banana, that green banana, that green plantain, that green fruit, many of you grab it because you have the power of fire and you can cook it and you can boil it and you can pump water into it. You made it edible, but it's not digestible. You did not ripen it. You did not bring the cooking process to its fruition. Come on now. I'm speaking the English language. I'm a linguist. Okay? I have a master's in linguistics. I've
I can
studied
tell.
8 different languages. You know, I've taught teachers how to teach. You know, so don't come with no trigonometry languages with me. And don't tell me that the sun is not the chef on this planet. Don't tell me that I eat raw food. No, I eat cooked food, cooked to perfection. Look, there are 3 master nutrients that we as human beings find that is essential for us. Sunshine. Without sunshine, there's no life on this planet. And you look at the people who live behind God's back. That's what my grandmother said. People who live where the sun don't really shine too bright. People who live in places where it's like 4 or 5 months of the year, it's nothing but darkness. People who are living up in the North Pole. Look at our brothers and sisters. Look at the Eskimos. Look at what they're eating. They don't eat anything from plants. Poor soul, well, rich souls. You know, they do the best that they can. They're just, and look at the very short lifespan. Very, very short.
Yeah.
So let's come home. Let's come on back home. We originated in the tropics. If coconuts cannot grow in New York, neither can I. Get the hell out of there. Woodstock, come on home. Come to Fruitland.
Yeah.
Hey, no fruits grow up there in New York. There are a few in the winter. You got a few, and you got to pick all the apples before the fall. After the fall, your apples get frozen. You know, so come on now.
We
Let's come on
moved,
home.
listen, we moved Woodstock Fruit Festival to South Florida. The next one is here in South Florida.
Love you.
Yeah, of course, because
I
it
gotta
didn't
come
make
home.
sense.
I gotta come home.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
I didn't.
coming home. South
We
Florida is one of my homes on this planet.
yes,
Oh yeah.
Homestead,
Oh yeah.
because
Stan Glazer, my brother. Yeah, Stan
yeah.
Glazer.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh
wow,
yeah.
I love Stan.
Oh, that's my
He's
man. He's
grumpy,
got it.
but he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Well, you know, he's got it going on.
Yeah.
He needs to be grumpy because, you know, all these folks come in trying to poop on him because that's all when they're eating all that fruit, that's all they're gonna do is fruit is poop. They gotta unload, they gotta detox, Stan. Give them a minute, man. Give them a minute, Stan.
I
Hold
love
on,
him.
brother. Yeah.
So now, okay, well, so many things I wanted to ask you, but I love that because yeah, the cooking of the food, it's that's powerful because you know we humans we have such big egos. We think that we can cook the food better than nature, right?
Please.
That's a great point.
No.
That's a great point.
Look at what they're doing. They're trying to force ripe the green banana by
Yeah.
pumping water into it, boiling it and pumping water to it. You made it edible, but you did not ripen it up. It did not convert from a complex carbohydrate to a simple carbohydrate. It is still a starch, and it cannot break down, and you kill the digestive enzyme that turns it from green to yellow, that ripened it up. So how do you expect? How are you going to plant something in your body that's supposed to be fruitful, and it's not going to be able to give you the sugar that you need? We run on sugar. I run on sugar. You know, I'm 80% fruit. When I started, I was 100% my first 2 years. So fruit is the way to go. And when we're talking about fruit, we have to be careful because some people get very confused when they hear the word fruit. They register sugar right away. Come on, grow up. Grow up. Fruits are foods with seeds. You could be a fruitarian and you don't eat one drop of food with sugar in it. Cucumbers, tomatoes, eggplants, bell peppers, okras. We got a whole bunch of fruits out here that have no sugar. So wake up. You've been educated. I know you've been educated. You've been miseducated. You bought a malpractice education talking about you an MD and you don't know how to, please. And you telling people don't eat fruits? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, get a refund.
And I love what you said, guys. I hope you got it. Yeah, we can make the food edible, but we can't make it digestible. I hope you
Please.
guys caught that. That was good. I got to write that down. Okay, listen.
But look, a simple
Yes,
thing, because
yes,
these
please.
people, they're too educated and we don't want to go too far over their head. Fire kills.
Mm.
Anytime you apply heat to any living entity, plants, animals, or human beings, above the highest recorded solar temperature ever on the planet. I think they busted the record this year. It used to be 135, but I think this year, this heat wave this summer bumped it to about 138 in certain
Whoa.
places, Fahrenheit.
Whoa.
But 135 degrees, all life is lost, is gone on the planet. Where that temperature was recorded previously was a place in California, and you know the name of it, Death Valley. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when are you going to boil something and kill it and expect to plant it in your body and grow? You boil a carrot and plant it, it's not going to grow. And you're going to plant dead food into your body and expect to extract life from it? Come on, where have you been educated? Come on back home. Come on to school. I am an educator, okay?
Yes, you are.
I'm a master educator. That's why I can sit and I can share with you not only as an authority in what I am talking about, because I've been living it. I've been living it. So look me up in the Oxford Encyclopedia of Food and Drink in America, the 2004 and the 2012 edition, where they did an expose on the history of vegetarianism, starting from one of these pirates over there, Socrates or Pythagoras, one of these guys, and what they come up to the modern time. In the modern time, they talk about the raw food movement, and they speak about my beloved mother, Ann Wigmore. Ann Wigmore. They said the only thing the raw food movement have contributed to humanity is sprouting, thanks to Ann Wigmore. And not only Ann Wigmore, I got to put a word in for my brother, Victoras Kulvinskas.
Yes.
Victoras Kulvinskas, and he's lived right next door. He's been in Costa Rica. He one of the first ones to move out of the U.S. over 50 years ago. Man, moved down to Costa Rica, get out of Dodge, But him and Ann Wigmore founded the Hippocrates Health Institute, the whole sprouting culture. And thanks to, my other brother right now, Brian Clement, he's keeping it burning. He keep that Hippocrates Health. So I went to South Florida. I was a consultant at Hippocrates Health Institute when they moved there in 1987. I set up their first kitchen. I was the first practitioner in the Hippocrates Health Institute during that time. So, but anyway, after they mention Ann Wigmore, they say, and another immigrant to the U.S., Aris Latham, is considered the father of ethical gourmet raw food cuisine in America. Because when I got into this, in 1976, 100% sun-fired foods. And by the way, sun-fired food is a word that I coined because I wanted to put a positive light on this cuisine. There's nothing raw about this stuff. You're talking about, the side of an animal that the skin has been ripped off. That's raw. This is not raw food. It's perfectly cooked by the sun. You know when that banana is ready because the birds come home to feast, and it's all cooked by the sun. So back then, it was about raw food, living food. And I'm like, no, raw food, there's nothing raw. This is cooked. Living food, no, but raw food, in Brooklyn, they had like raw bars. I went, I saw one like raw bar, and I went down to the raw bar. They're selling clams. I'm like, what a disappointment. I cannot call what I eat raw food. Come on, wake up. And then living food, you go to some place, they got lobster bouncing in a cage and trying to put that on my plate about living food. Come on now. So living food, it didn't quite cut it. You know, and the other terminology was unfired foods. And I said, oh, there's nothing on about this. Why should we use the negative to express such a positive creation? So I added an S to unfired. I put the S back on my chest. Sun fired foods cooked by the sun. The growing period is the cooking process. And it's very slow, very exact, very meticulous. You could tell when the pot is ready. The birds, the bees, the bats, and the butterflies, they come home to feast. So we need to line up, get in line behind them. They got it going on. So I eat cooked food, cooked to perfection. So sunshine, our number one nutrient. When we're eating apples and peaches and pears and nectarines and bananas and lettuce and cucumber and all of these things, we're looking to extract the sun from the food. So if you cook it, you're going to destroy the sun. So what we're looking to do is a scientific transfer of solar energy from these sun drops, from lemons, from cherries, into our body. We do not cook the sun out of the food. And the number two nutrient that is the master food nutrient, oxygen.
Yeah, our breath.
Without oxygen, there's no life. Yet our first breath is our breakfast. Our last breath is our last supper. So oxygen. So when you eat that apple, when you bite into that apple, that big apple, you bite into it, it oxidizes right away. You see the oxygen leaves. The oxygen leaves. So when I bite into my food, I am looking for oxygen. I'm looking for sunshine, oxygen. Very critical. And the number three master nutrient that I'm looking for is water. But I want living water. I don't want unstructured H2O. I want structured water, H3O. Yes, pineapple water, lettuce water, cucumber water. Yes, watermelon, watercress, water apple. So once we start calling these things juice, we have definitely confused humanity. It's pineapple water. As a matter of fact, pineapple, where I'm living right here in Panama, we get the best pineapple in the world consistently year round. We put Hawaii out of the box. Ripe pineapple every day, ripen in the field every day. And we're talking pure sugar. And that's what I run on. I run on pineapple sugar. I run on sugar. And that's why you can see me here at 76. My brain is not shrinking. No pre-Alzheimer's here. My nerves are solid, okay? You know, and I've been eating animals in 53 years, and I have a severe B12 deficiency. Harvard Medical Institution, explain to me, how did I hack the system? Explain to the world, how did I hack the system? How come I have a severe B12 deficiency and I show no symptoms of a B12 deficiency? Look at my nerves. Steady. You can read my mind. It is not shrinking. It is actually expanding. Please. No issue with B12 deficiency. Y'all got a bogus system going on. You need to really educate human beings on the power of living foods. Because they measure the excretion to determine how much B12 we need. They measure the excretion of humans that have been eating animals. And they see all this B12 in there. 95% of the B12 that you get from animal protein comes out in your excrement. So you only utilize 5%.
Ooh.
5%. Not, God forbid, if that B12 wasn't in that animal protein, it probably would choke you to death. It won't even come out of your system. Look at how they have to tenderize it, even with meat tenderizer, with papain from papaya, from a fruit. Papaya is the king and queen of fruits. There's no mistaking. If David Wolf can call these are the little dried out stuff that he brought up from Peru superfood, then papaya is a superior food. Yes, please. You know, let's come on home. Forget about all this marketing, all this sound bites, and planting a tree in New York City Central Park. That does not, come on now. You don't go down somewhere and discover some native people food and package it and pirate it up to New York and call it superfood and selling them dried out maca, dried out lucuma, and they got raspberries. Eat your damn raspberries. That's a superior food. That's a superfood. You don't need some dried out food from, you need the water. You want the water out of the food. You want fresh food. You want juice. But I'm here. I'm real. I'm living in a real world. I'm not absent from today. So
No,
yeah,
you're not.
you come to me and you come to the Sunfire Culinary Institute. Yeah, we're going to pull out the maca. We're going to pull out all the superfood and all of that. But we're going to put on top of the pile papaya. We're going to put watermelon, raspberries, you know, gooseberries. Come on. We want fresh. We want the water. We want the electrical current out of the food. You took out the most essential thing, the water. That is master food number 3. Water from plants, electric foods, electrical current. Look, dehydrate a plum. You get some fresh plums. Right now it's summer. Buy a couple of pounds of fresh Italian plums. Eat those. You're going to get a master cleansing going on. You're going to get wiped out. Your colon is you're going to get a colonic. You don't even need to come
A
from the
free
bottom.
colonic.
Yeah, you're not going to come from the bottom up. You're coming from the top straight through. You know, I mean, I have observed so much about my body. Sometimes I say things, some people think I'm like, whoa, what is he talking about? This guy is crazy now. He's going to tell me that, you know, the digestive system is not part of the human body. No, it's not. It's a passageway through the human body. It's a tunnel. You're supposed to dump stuff into that channel there, and you're supposed to process it, and it jumps over the mucus line and then goes into your body. But, you know, we've gone astray. And we don't, and, you know, anyway, let's come on back home.
Wow.
I get very emotional. I get very
you
excited. I get very passionate because I'm fired up. I'm sun-fired.
Well, because that's your purpose here, to educate and to share this knowledge that is hidden. Okay. And most people, you know, you mentioned a book, you're confused. Most people are very confused. And I know we only have a few more minutes, but I really want to go back to the B12 situation because it's so confusing, because they tell us that if you're vegan, you got to just stay safe and take a supplement, you know, just because you're going to be vegan.
Well,
and you're saying you don't supplement.
Well, number one, I am not a vegan.
Okay.
See, I'm a linguist, so don't come with no trichology with me. A vegan is someone who gets into this based on animal rights. I got into this in the 60s as a revolutionary. I did not get into this to save the bald eagle. I got into it to save my bald head. I got into it to defend my life. I am an animal. I'm one of the most endangered species of animals on the planet, the human being. So vegans, come on, no disrespect, you know, but before vegan, there was ITAL. ITAL, out of Jamaica. We've been ITIL for a long time, and nobody jumped up and put us in the encyclopedia. Before ITIL, there was Ahimsa. You said the word Ahimsa, you know automatically that person don't eat no cooked food. There was Buddha. You said Buddha? So vegan now, because of the animal rights movement, all of this power, where is the real power in this world? You know, who controls the narrative? You know, so yeah, if you're a vegan, you don't use leather, you don't nothing. So even if I even adopt the word vegan, animals don't have to worry about me. I am pro-animals. I don't want a relationship with them the same way they don't want a relationship with me. I'm not going to eat an animal who tries to run away from me or tries to chase me down. So animals are safe around me. I'm not messing with them. But I'm not a vegan. I'm a vegetarian. I'm not going to let them shelve that word. And don't tell me that someone else can be a lacto-ovo vegetarian. That's a lie. Get out of here. Get out of here. And don't come into the modern world and tell a linguist that he eats plant-based. I do not eat plant-based. I eat plant food, period. When you say base, what's on that base? Some
Ye-
doodle from a frog butt, or some chemicals, some kind of stuff that you layer on that base. Don't tell me about no Beyond Meat. We came before meat. Let's get straight. Let's get it straight. We are meat. I eat meat. I am a meat eater. I eat the meat of the mango. The original meaning of the word meat is food. Get your language
yes,
act together. Come on now.
yes.
Go
In the
study some
Bible,
linguistics.
meat is
It's there. So
fruit.
the same way you have crucified and bastardized the word meat, you're not going to do it to vegetarianism. As long as I'm living, I'm a vegetarian. Don't call me a vegan. That's a curse word in my language. You know, maybe the other people should call them a vegan, the ones who are lacto ovo or something like that. But we're vegetarians. Lactose and ovos do not vegetate. Come on now. Come on back
Yes,
home. Let's
yes.
stop lying.
I love it. Well, our hour is up, and I don't want to take any more of your time, but
Oh,
I have a
my time is your time. I got all the time in the world. I got
thank you so
lifetime.
much. And listen, people are so grateful to you. They say that you need to go live more. Okay, they love you live and they missed you live. So
Yeah, I
they're
know,
begging
but
you to go live more if
yeah,
you have
but
time.
I am begging them to come home. I'm a living book. You need to come home and read me.
Yes.
Okay?
Do you have
But
a recipe books that people can buy?
no, they have to come home. You have to come and study with me. I'm a living book.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a
Yeah.
living book. So, but the book, a book is coming. It's coming. It's going to be here soon. But
Yes.
yeah, I'll do as much live, but I'd rather do these kinds of lives, and reach people that, that don't know me for some
Yes.
reason. But anyway, I'm in the world. I'm on the planet. I'm here. I circulate. So I'll see you all in New York in January. Come and read me there. I
Yes.
mean, in Florida, in Florida. Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to email you right now about that. And also, I want to come to your center. I'm really inspired, as everybody watching this is. So my new goal is to go to your institute. I'm really
All
excited to
right.
meet you in person because
Thank
I
you.
mean, like honestly, I've never experienced like outside the U.S. and I know the fruit is probably incredible, and to learn
Woo.
from you would be
Mhm.
amazing. So I'm excited. And I wanted to say, first of all, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for everything you're doing for the world. Thank you for your knowledge, your wisdom, and the confidence to share it, even though it's hidden information. It's dangerous information what you have. It's like it's very uncommon. So thank you for stepping out and putting yourself out there
Well, thank you
and
for
doing this work.
inviting me. It's an honor to share with you and our family today.
Thank you
Really
so
lovely.
much. And yeah, we have so many questions, but maybe we'll do another live soon
Let's
and I
do
will
it.
answer. Thank you
Let's
so
do it.
much. And thank
Okay.
you everyone that joined us. Thank you so much. If you didn't catch the beginning, I'm going to put this on YouTube. So look for this on YouTube and have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. Thank you so much.
All right. Bless you. Much
Blessings.
love.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.